up. Perfect. You checked on the phone. Tomorrow nets 5:25. You see the sun 5:25 on the second coming out. Every day the day becomes worse and worse. Says the Gemara, what keeps the world in order? It should have been balagan.
Hashem's word.
No. Says the Gemara. Ve'ai alma kamekayim. Почему говорит мир существует? What's the zechut? The mir that the world exists.
Because of Torah.
Says the Gemara. Akedusha de sidra. When Am Yisrael answer Uba leTzion goel ulshave pesha beYaakov neum Adonai bekara ze ve'amar.
Kadosh.
Says this Kadosh Am Yisrael answer makes the whole world zechut stand. And ve'ahaye sheme rabba de'agadeta. Amen yeh sheme rabba, that people answer after study Torah. This Kadish stronger than all the Kadishim you're going to say all day. Shacharit, Musaf, Mincha, Arvit. So if a person right now misses out the Shiur Torah in order to go to a Kadish for a prayer, what did he do?
Penny wise,
He lost
foolish.
penny wise,
Dollar foolish.
dollar foolish.
Взял,
You know this rule?
потерял.
Penny wise,
Да.
dollar foolish.
Копейку взяли, а доллар потеряли.
Умный стал. Доллар.
It says the person that runs after Kadish in order for a prayer Kadish, this Kadish is not as strong as Kadish of learning Torah Kadish. Gemara says the whole world, such a powerful Kadish, stands in the zechut of this Kadish. You understand how serious it is? That's whenever I tell you before we finish every time the shiur, I tell Rabotai, answer Kadish as loud as possible. This Kadish is the strongest Kadish. Imagine this zechut, Hatzala drive saves one person. This Kadish makes the whole world exist.
When you save one person, you save the whole world.
As you save the whole world. Here's you saving the whole world.
Close Hatala.
Huh? Don't need to. People every time say Lilu Nishmat, say Lilu Nishmat. It's by default Lilu Nishmat.
Само по себе это лишмат. Не надо говорить сто
Akarono,
раз.
you build a synagogue. Lilu Nishmat, your father Bechor, nachon? Every time you walk in, you have to say, I'm walking in, Lilu Nishmat, my father Bechor Ben. Do you have to say that or no? No. Why? Само собой это Lilu Nishmat. Kanenso sochtam roiki. Lilu Nishmat. A person build mikveh, Lilu Nishmat is mabula. Every time it goes, women go inside, hey, it's balanit. Lilu Nishmat, skazi. You have to do that or no? No. That's when you bring mezonot, you bring shakol, you waste half hour on the shiur. Oh, no mi'amot shchelbu.
Все молчат, все даже слушают.
And then you have to say again, oh, ma, chefzi batrereta. And then this guy comes, and they, oh, Lilu Nishmat, oh, shas rabba ras gavar, Lilu Nishmat mon. Who did you bring all this mezonot for? Li'yeridat Nishmat or Lilu Nishmat? It's already by default Lilu Nishmat. That's why people, they want to do good, but they're not
They
guided.
gotta be reprogrammed.
When they are not guided, they make so much to you, thinking this Lilu Nishmat.
But maybe that's how we were raised, though. That's like
Same thing. You brought food, רפואה שלמה, עשה ברכות לרפואה שלמה.
Like with starting the shiur.
Yeah, starting the shiur. You want to come right now to the shiur, say, Hashem, I'm dedicating the shiur to yourself. This right now, I'm sitting, it was difficult for me to come, but I came. Why? Because I want the zechut of the Torah to help out my father, to help out my mother. לרפואה שלמה שלהם. You don't need to make the whole class, the whole moment to be lost for all these names. That a person buys aliyah, Leilu Nishmat. You have to say, Ashkava Goet.
Не, уже все же.
А?
Взяли, Алия взяли.
Why did you come out to aliyah today?
Because of...
Because of the Leilu Nishmat. Это само собой, Leilu Nishmat.
Там уже не надо говорить, когда...
You don't have to. You want to say it, but you don't have to. Why am I telling you this? Because Shulchan Aruch says that when a person is talking between the aliyot, he makes a terrible avera that even his death will not atone. Chilul Hashem in the public. Even his death, he died, he's not going to atone.
Now people talk during the
Now,
time.
whenever the person, I'm talking between the aliyot, Dajre, forget about during. Not during the reading. Between aliyot.
How much more so during the reading?
Now, this person goes up, takes out a whole list. Chefchi Badavid, Revi and Shimon. All the cemeteries' names he put on the list. Meanwhile, what do you think people are going to do? Talk. Who caused those talking? The request of Ashkava. Это сейчас Ashkava лилу нишмат стала или риdat нишмат стала?
Yirut Nishmat.
It elevates the neshamot or downgrades the neshamot because you made all the people talk. That's why I said all the time, Ashkava, Badi Kadish.
Кадиш.
Закончим Кадиш. Сефар Тора там умешу. Целый лист. Это будем читать потом. Эль мелев Йошев аль кисей рахамim. No problem. Right now, Sefer Torah, we have to be quiet. Between aliyot, quiet. If you, Rabbi, about aliyah, but no problem. The zechut of the aliyah is Lilu Nishmat your father, Lilu Nishmat your mother, no problem. But don't make the people waste time on the right now and start talking chas v'shalom. Okay, so that's why we learned Kadish of the shiur or Kadish of tefillah. Which one is higher?
קדיש בתורה.
Highest one. That's it's very important for a person not to miss that.
It's after
The Amidah that we do after Amidah.
after Amidah.
Da.
Only in Shacharit.
Only Shacharidah. Kedusha de Sidra, the Gemara says. One day, Rabbi Nachman gives a whole lecture on this. Why is this specific Kadosh? We say 4 times a day Kadosh Kadosh. So why specific this? One day on Shabbat I'll tell you.
Motzei Shabbat the same thing.
Motzei Shabbat, no, it's different.
But they have also
The Kedusha, it's not the Zechut that the Gemara talks about, it's the Zechut of the Shacharit one after the Amidah that we have. After the Asher Shubetecha that we have, then this one, Ubal Tzion Goel. It's very important.
Кто
Kedusha.
говорит Кадиш это? Говорит
one?
Кадиш Хазан, правильно?
No, this Kedusha. Kadosh,
когда на
Kadosh,
Shacharit есть
Kedusha.
мы читаем после Амида.
Да.
Вот это потом Уваль Цион мы читаем.
Да.
Вот там есть Кедуша, вот это тоже имеет сильную силу.
Не Кадиш, а вот это вот Кадош,
Кадош.
Кадош.
Kadosh, Kadosh. Kadish, Gemara says, after learning Torah, highest one. The whole world stands on this. This is an open Gemara, Rabotai. Masechet Sotah. By the way, it's Daf Yomi, I think. It's 49 today, no? What Daf day is today? 50, 51. It was a Daf of the Daf Yomi, 2 days ago. Okay.
According to who, the death of talking between the aliyot is not gonna atone?
This is a...
Zohar also?
No, Shulchan Aruch brings it. Biur Halacha. Chafetz Chaim.
It's actually halacha.
Yeah.
So
Chafetz
halacha
Chaim brings it.
explains if you talk, that's what happened. Even that.
It says that it counts Chilul Hashem Barabim. It's the highest level of Chilul Hashem.
And then the punishment is even death is not gonna stop.
Kuf Mem Vav at the end goes to Kuf Mem Zayin. Bring, I'll show it to you. Bring.
We trust you.
Here, behind you,
I
bring.
trust you. I trust you. It's okay.
I want to show you.
I'd rather learn more than waste time looking.
No, you just bring. Now let's go. We back to Or Halacha Bezrat Hashem on this week, Rabotai, to finish.
Second?
Запомните, какая страница? Шмок Гаон Шевит. Страница всегда Шава.
Глава 4,
Вот эта страница, вот эта.
286.
200, 28. Это B, это 28B.
Маловахору принесли Гмару на русском, что ли?
Нам не подали сейчас.
Куфмем?
Гибор Би.
Кuf Mem Vav.
26, 28b, первая глава.
רבי, ובא לציון, אם בן אדם אומר בשחרית, לפני חזן,
Что за
או אחרי חזן, לפעמים הוא
Это
לא
наш
מספיק.
Талмуд, устная Тора наша.
4 times לפני, kedusha, after, and then also for.
I have to-
устная Тора.
רבי,
Oh.
the קדושה,
Это
you have to say
первая
with
книга,
הציבור,
да, это первая?
Первая часть Талмуда это.
Вы ведь уже проходили же?
Проходили это? Да.
Yeah, it's a good question. The kedusha before and after shachrit.
קדושה, לפעמים חזן saying, and you're not מספיק להתפלל, אז you're saying the תחנון וכל זה. So you have to be with the חזן, or it's okay, you can say by yourself.
No,
because
you
we
have to-
know that there has to be 10 people.
The mitzvah
but
is
there's
together
only
with the
10
Hazan.
people.
That's what the Hazan should
But
go.
sometimes you're not enough, or sometimes you wanna do it before, you wanna finish it before.
No. The mitzvah is with the Hazan. Before by yourself is a much lower mitzvah. Some even say that you should not do it yourself to such a degree. We say it.
Hold on. Yourself, if you're doing this in your home by yourself, but you in a shul, you have already 10 people.
Right, but you have
didn't-
to say together.
But you're not enough. So you have to stop your praying and then you have to say the Kadish.
So start earlier. If you know the Hazan is going to be fast, start earlier before he's starting at Shoshu V'techa. Start at Shoshu V'techa. What can you do? It's a mitzvah to catch together. Okay, here. כמה יגדל האיסור בעת שהספר פתוח, שביזיון הוא כשמסיר אוזנו מלשמוע דבר השם, וגדול עוונו מנשוא. He says this sin is so heavy that you cannot, your neshama cannot hold it. You know when was this term used? גדול עוונו מנשוא? When Cain killed Abel, he said to Hashem, Hashem, this sin that I did, he killed half of the world. Imagine. Cain killed Abel, is half of the world. He said, Hashem, what a terrible sin I've done. I cannot bear that sin, so big that sin is. Says Chafetz Chaim, whoever talks during the Sefer Torah equals to the same level. Gadol avono mineso. Is avon so heavy that the neshama cannot hold it.
I kind of regret that he killed his.
Yeah, Torah says it.
So because that's the same description.
שאפילו, no, he continues and he elaborates. ואפילו מי שיוצא באמצע הקריאה נאמר עליו ועוזבי השם יכלו. Person lives in the middle of the reading, he says, Hashem says he should not exist. If you leave, you don't talk. You just left. Quietly you left. ספר תורה, you come out. כמו שכתוב בגמרא. כל שכן, עמד שמורסו, בזה שעומד בבית כנסת. ואינו רוצה להטות אוזנו לתורה. How much more so the person stands in the Knesset disrespect the king?
So this way you cannot go to do coffee and all the stuff also.
Of course.
Between an aliyot.
No, between aliyot is allowed by no talking. Between aliyot you're allowed to, but no talking. You're allowed to leave also.
Bathroom.
While Sefer Torah being read, if your person has Hashem leaves, the Torah Gemara says it. He should leave and not come back. It means to say Tasmidah.
Wow.
That's how bad it is. Says the Chafetz Chaim. How much more so when a person is in the Bet Knesset and he disrespects the Torah? Continues. ולבד זה, and besides that, מצוי זה כמה פעמים, חילול השם על ידי זה ברבים. As many times it says this sin of talking during Sefer Torah, even between the aliyot, causes public חילול השם. And talking between the aliyot, is forbidden even between the aliyot. כיוון שהתחיל הקורא לקרות בספר תורה. Since the reader start reading the Sefer Torah, when is the prohibition starts? Not in פתיחת ההיכל. פתיחת ההיכל is no problem to talk if it's דברי תורה. Talk שטויות, anyway, not allowed in the synagogue. But it's דברי תורה, allowed to talk in the synagogue. One, פתיחת ההיכל, for example. תעמנית שיטאיות, משפחת דוד ומשפחת אברהם, משפחת, это משפחת חונדן. Сейчас мне шкутно, я хочу ему דברי תורה сказать, я имею право. אבל, whenever you start reading, אסור לספר אפילו בדברי תורה. You're not allowed to talk even דברי תורה. ואפילו בין גברא לגברא. And even between one person to another person. A person is not allowed. Then Maran says, ויש אומרים. סתם ויש. אחר סתם.
Can you read Divrei Torah?
No.
In between.
Cannot.
In between.
Cannot.
So I cannot even read something.
Cannot.
So what can I do in between?
You need to do quickly. You can read only with your eyes, and even that, not something that you could be prolonged. If it could be prolonged, then you're not going to pay attention to the
Like those
Torah.
Shabbat papers.
It's also a problem.
Shabbat papers.
If it is something short, that's all the breaks between the aliyot should be very quick. If you pay attention whenever I'm reading, Chagai John is with us, David is coming, Baruch Hashem. Iran, whenever I'm reading, I finish the reading, right? Before I say Mishaberach to the Kohen, to the Levi, I already call out the next Ole. Why? The time to wait between one Ole to another should be minimized. Уже очки приготов, уже страницу приготов, уже что-то талит, что-то надо. Everything you ready. The Kohen came down right away, Levi should be already prepared and start reading. So it should not be a chas v'shalom, any wasted time for people to start talking.
No shul is like this.
Why? So here we have it here. Here, ask David.
Over
David,
here.
what do we have here? Ask Haggai.
Yeah.
We have a
Over
very
here.
serious.
No, some of us cannot come here.
Yeah, you have to come here. You take a tzala call. Banomash.
Jump out.
Rabbi, when you're reading in Hebrew, I cannot follow along in the English.
In the Sefer Torah?
When you're reading the Hebrew, I want to understand what you're reading, so
Right.
I'm following the English. I cannot do
It's
that.
okay. It's not the best, but it's okay.
שני המקרא.
Right. Shnai Mikra, Avad Yosef says, if there is other 10 people listening, it's okay. But every person should make sure that it doesn't tell it to the entire public, because then nobody's going to listen. Not going to have 10 people listening. So you have to be careful with this leniency of Shnai Mikra. Because if there is no 10 people listening to the Sefer Torah, the bracha that the guy reads is bracha lebatala. Because the whole purpose of the reading with the bracha is for the people to listen. Yaakov, but if the people didn't listen, chas v'shalom, chas v'chalila, then what's the point of the bracha? There is no minyan listening over here. So this bracha called bracha lebatala. There's sometimes a shul that I know people aren't going to listen. Better not to go up there over there to Aliyah. Why? Because instead of getting mitzvah, you got yourself a terrible avera. Gemara says in Masechet Brachot, B'risi Brachot, at the Memzayin, it doesn't have that. Gemara says in page 47, remember 47th Street. Gemara says over there, that if Chas v'Shalom a person says, Amen Yetoma, Amen
Orphan.
Orphan. What's the end result?
God forbid.
God forbid.
Your kids.
Amen, גרית שלג זה orphan, amen, זה מדי בו. Kazal, on bracha, people answered amen, the bracha was not kosher. Memzayin, I said. What's with the amen that it says Chachamim? Huh?
Not kosher is orphan?
Non kosher, yeah.
I thought orphan meant you said it too early or too late.
No, that's other explanations. But
So if it's
but
a bracha lebatala?
yeah, the poskim said the bracha lebatala, the amen on it is amen yatoma also.
אמן סירוטה.
Sirota amen da.
סירתה.
Says the Gemara here. Hey, bring it in Russian for him. I want him to see it inside. When you see inside things, it penetrates the
I
heart.
can bring it.
Open at 47. David, tomorrow, when a person that is going on the way, flight, he has to say Birkat HaDerech, Tfilat HaDerech. When do we say Tfilat HaDerech?
After 72 minutes, huh?
Huh? No.
When you're in the air.
No. Whenever you are in the airplane case, in the airplane.
In the airplane.
In the airplane,
Oh,
Tfilat
really? Not
HaDerech.
at the airport?
How long? So, how long after the
The
flight?
person flies.
72
When
minutes,
should he
right?
say Tfilat
How
HaDerech?
often do you go? When you're coming out. When you're coming out.
Whenever he's sitting, it's already in the airplane. At that time, you're supposed to say Tfilat HaDerech. And whenever you land, should you say Agomel or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
But how are we gonna say Agomel?
Should you say Agomel when you come back, or should you say Agomel when you are there?
There and back.
There, but how are we gonna say? You have to 10 people have to have.
You have 10 people on the airplane. If they show me 10 people Shomer Shabbat, you make them. Why not? Why not? Tell everybody about time. I'm going to have you in mind. Because some people are going to come to shul and say it. Some women don't come. Obligation of a gomel is applies to men, to women, and Rav Yosef says even to children. Did you know that, man?
No.
And he brings, what's the chidush? So a child chayav in all the brachot. Sha'akol, mezonot, netilat yadayim. Why even to children? He says, because what's the language you say in the gomel? הגומל לחייבים טובות שגמלני כל טוב. Thank you Hashem that you gave to people that they're sinners. Hayav is sinner. If you didn't say Hayav, Hayav, you sinned. Say Hashem, we are full of sins. How many times we didn't appreciate our wives? It's a sin. It's a ואהבת לרעך כמוך. לובי דרוגו בך כסם וסיבה. Did you do it? No, it's a sin. A person is hating his friend in his heart. Lo tisna achicha bilvavecha, Torah says. A person comes to Bet Knesset, he's talking, it's a sin. How many sins we do? Yavagon. Say Hashem, to a sinner, we deserve problems. And what did you do, Hashem? Instead of giving us problems, you give us good. We want on the way, Baruch Hashem, no problems, no terror attacks, no 9/11 with our airplane. Baruch Hashem, imagine your airplane is the 9/11 airplane. How scary it is.
Wow.
Huh? We didn't think about it. Oh, yeah, I do spots. You're so sure you're going to tomorrow land in Israel without any problems. What guarantees you there is no any terrorist on that airplane? How do you know?
Hurricanes.
You're so sure. Says Rav Ovadia, Hagomel lehayavim tovot says only to a person that is sin. A child sins.
No.
All the sins of the child goes on the father. So then the child, how is he going to say gomel? Hagomel lehayavim tovot.
It's for all the Jewish people.
That's because of that. Says the some Ashkenazim, children don't say Hagomel. Comes Rav Yosef says they are wrong. Why? Because they are, as you said,
Previous Gilgul.
first of all, previous Gilgulim. Second is, sometimes, lo alenu, lo alechem, what's the reason children die before the age of bar mitzvah?
Because of the
Ba'avon. Avot,
the fathers.
banim, metim. Because of the avonot of the father or the mother, the children die. So comes that what if the father is hayav? What should have been the result for the child? To die. So the child says, Hashem, thank you. My father have sinned. Hagomel hayavim. What instead of giving him problems and I should die, what did you do? Tovot. You give me good. You gave me to stay alive. Thank you, Hashem. So now, how many people are gonna make men, women, children to the Bet Knesset to say Hagomel? How many of them? Not many.
Not many.
Many, maybe only the men are gonna come. Maybe.
That's why in the matos you have to.
That's why when you're in the airplane, you have the 10 people there. They say Hagomel.
Hello.
You don't have to go to the synagogue for that. Anytime there is 10 men in a certain place, it's enough to say Hagomel.
The
You don't
thing
have
is,
to
you have
finish
to
the
wait until you're gonna land.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for the trip.
Yeah, I'm saying
But until the end of the trip.
I said in the. Huh?
Когда приземляешься, сидишь там anyways.
No, but people, они не слышат тебя. Ты должен громко кричать, чтобы все тебя услышали 10 человек.
Like once you land in Israel, they have a minyan.
Ты как мечтаешь.
У них есть такой аппарат, и ты это...
О, вот это
Also, when we
хорошо.
landed to Israel, they had a minyan right away. So
They had a minyan there, yeah. So you guys bring a good point. If from the terminal to your location, it's going to be more than 72 minutes, then you will obligate yourself another Hagomel. So that's why don't do it now. Do it at the end of the trip. But if from the terminal, driving time, not luggage time until the luggage coming, until the coffee you make, the restroom you take, not talking this. Driving is going to be less than 72 minutes.
But in Israel is not.
So then the trip already finished. You don't have to be later at the end. You can
in
do it now also.
Israel is not 72 hours.
72 minutes нету. Быстро там все.
А не, ну,
А Майами что?
with the traffic maybe.
No, traffic doesn't count if it's unusual traffic.
Есть, например, который в Бершеву едет, там час ехать.
Час.
Ну, если есть трафик, то будет, может быть, чуть больше.
So if it's 72 minutes, then you'll obligate yourself in another Hagomel. It's not good to say now. Say it after. But right now, all these people over there, some people doesn't even know. Not that they're bad. They don't even know that you're supposed to say Hagomel. Men, women, children, forget about it. They never heard of this. All this. By you doing it now, you save them. Because they're not going to do it later anyway. So at least thank Hashem for this. If you cannot thank Hashem for the full package, at least thank Hashem for the half of the package. But you have to thank Hashem.
If you go to the
Chas
work,
v'shalom. The poskim said that if a person obligated a gomel and he didn't say a gomel, lo alen lo alechem, he says he'll go through a certain problem. After he realizes how much Hashem is good with him, he's going to come to say a gomel for the problem he did not do it the first time a gomel.
What if you have a round trip, Rebbe? You going and then a few days.
If it's on the same day, then
No.
you say one time.
No.
It's on the same day.
If it's
But
not, then
when you
go-
land in Israel, it's not the same day. You're not coming back the same day.
how about you go to the work, it's 1 hour. You go back 1 hour. 2 hours you already
Yeah,
spent.
it's a gomel. Yeah.
You say Hagomel.
Yeah. But Rav Yosef says a person does it every time, like taxi drivers. He says in Chazon Ovadia Brachot, he says do it once a week. Because then the gomel is going to be like belittled. All the time gomel. It's like
Regular bracha.
one of your Birkot HaShachar is going to be already. So it says better for in this case to do a gomel like taxi driver or people that constantly drive more than 7 once a week on
Rebbe,
Shabbat.
question.
Like this you also increase the 100 blessings.
72 minutes is even if you're on one highway, no bridge.
There is rules, highway,
Okay,
outside,
I'm
all this. So
making
that's
sure,
why it's
okay.
better that whenever there is one guy goes on the stage on the Shabbat to say Hagomel, tell them before it's John, you want to say Hagomel, have everybody in mind. But remember, when everybody else in mind, 2 conditions must be
You have
fulfilled.
to know there's
Don't answer Baruch Shemo. You have to announce to the people.
I do.
And the second one,
Translation.
translation. What is
Have to
Hagomel?
understand,
Hayavim
understand.
Tovot Shegemale Kotub. Explain to them. Takes 5 seconds.
But
And they understand. The answer the amen and the mitzvah fulfilled 100%. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'omen. Rabbi Hanania. Ben HaKasha Omer.